So I finally managed to get One UI 8.5 running on my Galaxy S25 Ultra. And man, this update is a lot bigger than I initially thought. In my last video, I said Samsung was pushing this whole iOSification thing with this update, but I'll admit I was wrong. This still looks very distinctly like One UI, but significantly better. They've added most of the features we've been asking for, and here are 25 of those new changes. What's up guys, Sal here. So the biggest one is of course the new notification panel. We already knew it was going to be customizable, but Samsung went further than I thought. You can add or remove practically everything, like literally strip it down to nothing if you want. Don't know why anyone would, but hey, Samsung is giving you the freedom here. You can even flip the volume and brightness sliders vertically and make the music player bigger than ever. My two favorite touches, the new press and hold animation on the volume and alert sliders. It looks really good. Also this gradient fade effect at the top and bottom of the panel. Honestly, it's gorgeous, and it's not just here. You'll see that fade effect everywhere, settings, gallery, across the whole system. Samsung really nailed that one. And speaking of polish, swipe away a notification card and you now get this magnetic, elastic style animation like you're physically pulling the card out. There's haptic feedback too, so it feels really tactile. The cards themselves have a frosted glass blur effect. Glad Samsung didn't just rip off iOS's liquid glass look from iOS 26 because that one was way harder to read. This version is clean, readable, and still looks great. Over in the Gallery app, Samsung added floating pill-shaped menus at the top and bottom, again with the frosted glass blur. Now when you open an album, it now shows a preview of the latest photo or video instead of just a boring text name. The private album is now built into the app. That's a nice quality of life upgrade. Next up, adaptive wallpaper expansion. You know when you set a photo on your lock screen and the giant clock chops off the best part of the picture? Well, now you can stretch the wallpaper and the phone auto-fills the gaps so it looks seamless. iOS and other Android skins already had this, so glad it finally made its way to One UI. Cameras got some love too. In Pro Video mode, there's a new button that hides almost every control so you can get a clean view of the viewfinder. On top of that, Samsung is providing built-in LUTs for log video, 5 of them to be exact. Standard, blockbuster, coming of age, romance, and thriller. Basically, you can apply a film-style look to your log footage with one tap, kinda like photo filters but for video. The weather widget now gives live updates right in the widget. You'll notice this especially when it's raining. Not a ton changed inside the widget, but they've brought back the pollen tracking feature to give people with allergies a heads up. Battery indicators also got an overhaul. You can ditch the battery pill in the status bar and go text only, or keep the pill if you want. And when in power saver mode, it switches to a leaf icon, which is kinda clever. Also, the estimated battery time now shows up right in power saver. And fun detail, if you use text only mode and plug in your charger, the pill pops back for a second while charging. Predictive back is no longer hiding in laps, it's fully integrated now. You swipe back and the system gives you a preview of the page you're about to return to. The settings app also saw a redesign. The homepage is more compact with no subtitle text. The search bar is moved to the bottom for easier access, and the back button floats at the top left when scrolling, snapping back when at the top. Samsung DeX got a small visual refresh too. You'll now see a device picture in the menu. The software update page has also been completely rearranged. You now see the current One UI version first, with the check for updates button moved all the way down. Device care has wider progress bar with percentage, but the little smiley face for device health is gone, just plain text now. The manage storage page has been redesigned too. And My Files also got visual improvements, including rounded icons, gradient bars, and yellow folders that look much better. Quick Share got a refresh too, now with a pixel style layout with a gradient dropped in the center and pill-shaped send and receive buttons. Editing tools also got upgrades. Generative edit effects now include gradients. Plus, Samsung added quick actions like suggest erase for automatically highlighting objects to remove, add more, which is a sketch to image feature, and restyle, which lets you transform a photo into looks like studio or 3D cartoon. The dialer now matches other apps with the floating pill menu, and it finally gets the AI search feature we've seen in settings. So you can just type natural language stuff like who did I call last weekend, and it works. Direct voicemail is built into the phone app too. Some carriers already had it, but this will be a huge addition for countries where it wasn't available. Other features that I don't see here, but Samsung is expected to add are AI-powered notification summaries, kind of like iOS. So instead of 20 alerts from one app, you get a neat summary. Automatic call screening is coming too, letting Bixby or Google handle spam or spoofed calls without you lifting a finger. Samsung's modes and routines now integrate Gemini and Bixby, meaning your phone can trigger AI queries automatically. So yeah, that's everything new in One UI 8.5 for now. Remember, the build I'm on is internal and still alpha, so there are bugs, but even in this state, the animations, the polish, the overall feel is already looking smooth. Samsung's definitely gonna keep refining it and adding more features, so I'll drop an updated video soon. Meanwhile, if you've got any questions about One UI 8.5, hit me up in the comments, I'll be active there. And don't forget to check out the latest on the S26 Ultra right here, where I break down how Apple's made to eat their own words. I'll see you there.